this is exciting. We're talking about right now. You're a guest judge on Max's new show, Roller Jam.
Yeah. It's so fun. I love it so much. I I literally they were like, "Do you want to be a part of this show?" And I was like, "Yes. How do I become a part of the show?" And I didn't know anything about it, obviously, because it's its first season. But like I would think always think that's so much more fun when like I went into the set and I didn't know what anything was gonna be. And I walked on and was like, "Oh, I'm obsessed. The set looks awesome." So yeah.
That's so awesome because for your qualifications, you're like perfectly qualified for this. First of all, Hairspray. I mean, the era that you're judging is in the 60s, so
Yeah.
Hairspray takes place in the 60s. I mean, you've done your share of competition shows, you've hosted shows.
Yeah.
What is it about being a guest judge on the show that really excited you?
Well, first of all, I love being a guest judge because it's like I have zero responsibility, right? So like like genuinely like when you're the host, it's like you have to do all the work. And when you're a judge like that you're a consistent judge, then you have to like actually have like formed opinions that matter. When you're a guest judge, you're like I don't really know, especially again in the first season, I don't really know what's considered good or bad. I just know what I like as an audience member. So I always think it's so fun coming in blind like that, especially in this kind of a competition show. And as you said, I do love my competition shows. So I really, really love a good, I mean, I'm old school. I mean, I watched season one of American Idol, Survivor, and Big Brother, like season one. So
I remember growing up as a kid, going to skating rinks, like,
yeah.
the first song you skate to with a boy and all the stuff. And like, now I take my nieces and nephew. What are your earliest memories of roller skating?
In my generation, that was where you'd have your birthday party. It wasn't Dave and Buster's. It wasn't, it was the roller skating rink. Like, and that wasn't everybody. That was just like the fancy people got to have the roller skating parties. Not fancy, but you know what I mean? Like, I mean, please, people would also be like, we're doing a McDonald's party. Like, that was literally like, that's as big as it got. My kid now, it's like what they get is so much more extravagant. Like, their parties are so themed out at every birthday party. But like, back in my day, there was one roller skating rink, and that was like you would be like, "Ooh, I hope that's where the party's gonna be." So I also loved ice skating. So I had the combo of both, especially growing up in New York. You really got to do ice skating, you ice skate and you roller skated. And I don't know. I mean, I love music. So I remember skating to Debbie Gibson, like just remember it. And then like I love that she's one of the judges on the show at one point, as a guest judge. Cause like, and I mean, I just love her so much, but I can remember roller skating and to like early Madonna and just having fun.
And that is really cool. Like in the show, groups are skating through the decades. Do
Yeah.
you personally have a favorite era of roller skating?
Well, me, it's always gonna be the 80s. Like the nothing beats the 80s music, nothing beats the 80s makeup. And I love the 80s. I got stuck in 1989 pretty much. And I feel like my style, my like everything was 1989. Like I've kind of stayed right there. So if I were going to pick which one I would have judged, it would have been the 80s, but I get it. I get it. No, I love the 80s. I love the 80s. So I'm happy that the wardrobe styles have come back. So I'm a little back in style, but it's going quick to the 90s and I'm not as in style, but that's okay.
If you would have liked to have seen a group skate to any song from Hairspray, which song would it have
Well,
been?
it would be You Can't Stop the Beat for sure. I mean, that song I would love to see. I mean, lots of dance shows have done it, but like on skates would be dynamic. So and I also feel like when you're roller skating, that is like literally taking it to the next level. And some of these groups are like breakdancing while roller skating. It's just like it's like everything all rolled up into one. So yeah, I
It
would
is
say You Can't Stop the Beat for sure.
with like the resurgence of everything. What, in your opinion, like getting to be a part of the show, what do you feel like Roller Jam has to offer the future of roller skating?
For me, the show is like does go back to the beginning of like American Idol stuff, where it's like the whole family can watch this, can all hang out together and watch the show. It doesn't matter old or young. And everyone can just have a good time and you're not worried. It is a reminiscence of a time when reality TV wasn't mean and wasn't, you know, edgy. I mean, role of it's just based on talent and charisma and like just good skating, right? So I really enjoy it. I've been watching the show, obviously waiting to see. I'm like, and I'm of course like, because I came in later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't see some of these contestants, you know. But I just enjoy watching all these young kids just like doing what they love, you know, and being appreciated.